Neil's already been having conversations with Chris Lutz for Federated Farmers to say, hey, do you understand that the next valuation year is likely to be a 30% valuation increase? How do we work together to address it?
So
they don't want differentials. They've already identified it. So the council is being extremely
but here's my perspective on saying to the community of Tokoroa and the decile 10. I would say to them, there's an option here of giving a third back to the farmers, a third back to all the other ratepayers so their rates come down, and a third for good projects. Now, this is something that Neil could do, rather than just give 30% back to the farmers and not let Tokoroa know that this windfall is in their district.
So who carries the burden of the extra rates? Because at the end of the day, you still want your water to run, you still want your toilet to flush, you still want the roads to be good, you still want your mergers to...
So I'll give you a figure. 1% for a $116,000 property, 1% is the rates that they pay council. At the moment, and it's been going down, it's 0.22% is what farmers pay. If I said to you, you could come out to the community and said, it doesn't matter if you're urban or rural, we are charging exactly the same on land and improvements. Then you say, do you have a mayor? Does it represent everyone? Yes, we all pay for that. Do you have a council? Do you have... And go through. There's rats and mice. The arguments of, oh, we don't get water or we don't get rubbish collection is minute compared to the percentage of rates.
Explain to me under the local government, or sorry, the Rating Act, how that would work. Because we are restricted to how we can rate based on the rate.
Sure. So I would come out to the community and say, look, we're going to experiment for the next 3 years of no UAGC. You watch Herman fall off his perch. He's the person who's pushed it so close to the 30%, and he smiles and he loves it. Federated farmers love it. They said that in their submission. Keep your UAG on 30%. So when Neil is loved by big business, and you picked it up correctly, let's see Neil, how popular he is if he removes the 30% back to zero. Just trial it as a CEO for the next 3 years. Because your job's secure for the next 3 years. Just trial some of these big picture things and see what happens, the thunderclaps that occur.
Well, I'll make the point that I operate on behalf of council and I do what council wants to do.
That's right. But we still have elected representatives here.
But again, I also make the point that you've identified that supposedly we have this issue with the minority or the lower decile issues. Neil's just identified him, and he's well regarded. He's extremely well regarded. There's these guys.
Well, I would encourage the two members here, and I'd work to get their $200. I'd love them to stand. One of them to stand for mayor, and the other one to be the highest polling candidate to be appointed as deputy mayor, because they are representatives. They are here. The mayor and deputy mayor walked out on this meeting while we're still here to discuss. I appreciate that these could be your new bosses, right, in the next 3 years.
No, you can be. Cheers. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Is this ship sailing?
Yeah, look, Rod, you and I have had this conversation before that we are philosophically quite different, and we hear from you in terms of your ideas, and I mean, at the end of the day, you consider ideas, but the reality is that very few people tend to.
But I have your attention because I have a nuclear option that goes to the body that can dissolve this council, which makes redundant the person that just walked out of the room.
And look, everyone in the country has the opportunity to go to the local government commission. The local government commission will consider every appeal or every protest on its merits. They'll determine what they want to do with it.
So let's get a consensus here. I'll give you the 2 wards, get a better name for it, but maintain the community board in T-Route and have a community board in Tokoroa. I will give away the community board in Patauru and in Arapuni.
Rod, with respect, it's not your decision, it's the 23,200.
But it's my ability to suggest what comes out in the next proposal.
Is there going to be a referendum on this?
Sorry?
Is there going to be a referendum on this? So then it's not the decision of the 22,000 people, it's essentially the decision of the 10 councillors and the mayor, isn't it?
Well, they are representative of the 23,000.
No, they're not.
By those
I have been unrepresented on many occasions.
Decided you will.
No, I mean, I've gone to councillors and had diddly squat in terms of representation.
And Bruce, again, I make the same point I make to Rod. At the end of the day, when you've got one person who's advocating for one thing and the majority don't seem to agree with that, why would you go that way?
Because Neil told us it's not about the majority. Neil made that point, it's not about the majority. They're looking after the minorities. What about me? You just admitted I'm a minority. Why is nobody looking after me? You guys are tying yourself up with knots here.
The credible
no, but it's an important point, and Neil and Jenny missed the point about the silent majority that's out there, which is dollar-based, okay? And so it's very difficult. You have to be as hard as tough as diamonds to counteract when Mighty River Power lines up next to Fonterra, next to the mill, and next to the farming lobby. That, and then who's going to stand up? And I appreciate how difficult it is for you.
Well, no, at the end of the day, Thomas, where do you work? Where does Tokoroa work? You know, we've got him and Van Roy, who's a Fonterra shareholder. You know, Jeff's owns a business. He works for you're an employee of another business owner. Now the table that's very well represented. We've got a couple of lawyers. If we're missing anything, it's an accountant.
Yeah, but what about my interest? There are gold in them there hills, and I'm interested in this council being a part of the $20 trillion of Crown Minerals, which is the biggest boom. And we've got gold in these hills. I'd love to talk to council on some of the options around the Crown Minerals.
Well, you're probably aware that there have been a couple of surveys done over recent times which council have agreed to. Well, we don't have a choice, of course, they haven't found it. So again, you know, I take your point.
But I can show you gold on the way to.
Why do you sit here? I would be out there.
Yeah, so look, I don't know whether we're getting anywhere here.
But we are getting somewhere here because, as I said, there are 2 elected representatives, and I encourage them to stand for another term, and maybe one of them put their hat in for mayor.
So, well, can I just ask one question? Talk about the representation. Did you vote at the last election?
Yes.
Yeah. So there you go. You had your opportunity. So in the democratic process, you had as equal opportunity as everyone else did. You know, the people that were elected by the majority of people that voted.
Well, I encourage Peter to stand as well in the South Ward. Oh, no, it's called a North Ward.
The North Ward.
I actually wouldn't be opposed to that. We get bloody good coffee at council.
Yeah, that's right. I have the coffee machine going.
Unless you have to go, Bruce. I just want to nut out what the next proposal is going to have.
Well, that's up for council to do.
You know, when you say up for council, you can bring back and say, look, this is what came up at a meeting.
That's what they will consider with your submission. You'll put a submission.
I have put one in.
So you put a submission, the next submission will be considered by council with every other submission, and they will then determine what the proposal is that they come out with, the final proposal.
Okay, so you're neutral on this.
I have to.
Exactly. So you know my view is I'm happy to go with North-South, but I really want a community board for Tokoroa and just experiment in what it feels like. I support T-Rail maintaining their community board, which goes against the first proposal. So when the second proposal comes out, and I don't see the T-Rail community board as part of the second proposal or a Tokoroa, you know the nuclear option is going on. I just want you to know. It's all or nothing. We need 2 community boards or the nuclear option.
That's the problem with everyone in the district.
And of course it is.
If they don't agree with what their proposal is, they can go.
That's right.
That's your right.
But I just want you to be aware when you're weighing it up that there is a nuclear option on the thing.
Yeah, and look, I mean, at the end of the day, if the council determines that they have to make a decision based on the things that, you know, they might be threatened.
But it's not a threat, it's just an option. Because I have to argue the merits, just like I'm arguing now, for there to be representation of a wider group, which we're presently going down, which is and a community board is a tick box. You can say to them, we put it in and we're going to trial a community board, therefore we'll get the representation. I want 12 members on that community board for Tokoroa.
12 members?
Yes.
I think you're pushing your...
Yeah, but you have to look at the 27 different language groups. No, it's important. 16 of them are in seats on the United Nations. So it's very important. The other thing is, you get young people in the community board. So all of this young youth stuff, you can actually really, really work hard to get a youth representation there, and it's good training for them.
The youth leadership advisory board that Neil mentioned earlier on, put an fantastic submission. Actually swayed in a couple of areas.
Because
outside
there is
of
the
what they
area
were
that's
proposing.
called
So, there's a lot of communities very well engaged in actually creating their own work. Well, you know, again, it's easy to sit there and throw bombs, but reality...
Well, it's not a bomb, it's just an option. And I'm intellectually curious if the Electoral Commission or the Local Government Commission will, if I could make good enough argument, I'm just interested. But I think we can look after our own nest by having a community